Yep.
And we are back in. It is your boy, the handsome heel himself, Trell, tapping in live from Orlando this week. And I am extremely tired and exhausted. Yes, I'm wearing shades at night in my hotel room on a live stream because I look like death. So there you have it. But also joining me is the majestic beard, Jacob Winnie in the building, live from Detroit. How you feeling?
Oh, not bad, man. Not bad. How you guys doing?
Yeah, hey man, check it out. I picked up. So honestly, I didn't have a shirt for the pod tonight because I didn't pack. I thought I packed. Dang, what is on my lip, man? You gotta tell me these things. I have freaking my protein shake all over my
I
mouth here.
I didn't
But
even see that shit, man. You tripping?
but anyways, brother. Yeah, dude. So I didn't have a shirt for the pod, so I had found this like random shirt at like a Walmart.
Attitude era?
Yeah,
Shit.
Walmart, dude. No cap. Like I was in Walmart just picking up like food for my macros for my hotel room for the fridge, and I was looking at t-shirts. Like they got some pretty actually decent like t-shirts and hoodies at Walmart, dude.
Yeah.
Like not even gonna lie to you. So like this random generic, I'm pretty sure it looks bootleg as hell to me, but whatever. Honestly, I'm probably gonna wear it once five. It's probably gonna turn into a gym shirt. But you got Kane right there. For everybody that's listening that can't see, it's got Kane, Batista, old school Triple A, Shawn Michaels, Taker, Austin, all on one T-shirt. Yes, that sounds very bootleg. Why would they be all on one T-shirt? But I mean, it looks pretty. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Like
Yeah,
something I
it's got the attitude era feel.
yeah, it's definitely an attitude era tee. So, like I said, I picked it up out of there for the pod tonight, and it now becomes a gym tee, and then after a while, it becomes just an around the house. So, anyways, let's hop into it. So, new NXT World Champion Joe Hendry emerges from the ladder match, and we know how I feel about that. That's just garbage.
Oh yeah.
Well, we know I'm not a Joe Hendry fan. If it's your first time on this pod, I am not a Joe Hendry fan at all. I think as an in ring, as far as aesthetic goes, I think he looks like your average wrestler.
Yeah.
But as far as the gimmick, I hate the gimmick. I hate that stupid song. I hate the fact that everybody says his name. He pops up like some type of, I don't even know, like some type of fake ass
He's a
boogeyman or something.
magician or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But you know what? Even though I hate it, even though I wanted either, well, I kind of
He's
knew
over.
I wanted Jackson Drake, but I knew that they weren't going to give it to him first of all this early. He's still on Evolve as Evolve champion. It wouldn't have been impossible to make him a double champion because we've seen it done before, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. And then my first overall pick that I thought that maybe would actually happen would be Keanu Carver. That didn't
Yeah.
happen. Um, so
He took a hell of a bump at the end though. Shit.
yeah, yeah,
For a
yeah,
big man, that was a crazy bump.
yeah. So I knew that wasn't gonna happen. So then, but I was hoping maybe somebody else. I don't know something, or I was at least. So what I really was hoping for.
Anybody but Joe Hendry.
Well, yeah, but then I really was like, you know what? I think what they'll probably actually do is they'll probably just put it back on Ricky Saints. They'll probably put it back on Ricky Saints because they took it off of Ricky just to give it back to Oba. But I feel like that was
Yeah.
just. I mean, I feel like that was just to pad the stats for Oba Femi, just to give him like a second, to have that on his record, I mean, because when you're talking about him on the main roster, the more somebody has done like early on, that's the more
Yeah.
you back them up, right? So now it's like, yeah, 2-time NXT World Champion sounds a lot better, you know what I mean, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or whatever.
No,
So
definitely.
I feel like because they put the belt on Ricky Saints and then they took it right back off and put it back on Oba. And I'm like, oh, okay, that was like a stat padding thing. And then that was also, I mean, really, it was two birds, one stone because you gave Ricky that early main event rub, but then
Mm-hmm.
you also padded the stats for Oba Femi. You know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, that's fine. So now that Oba's gone, I felt like, okay, this is probably going to be a ladder match that's going to have Ricky Saints end up winning this match and making him look really good and giving him already his also second title reign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but that
That's what I
didn't.
was thinking too, pretty much. Yeah.
But we did see. I feel like let's go back to Keanu Carver. This dude, man, has easily become one of my favorite guys on the show overnight, right? I mean, first of
Just
all,
dominating people.
they changed
Throwing
his look as far as they changed like the ring attire too, because like
Yeah, they gave him the Brock Lesnar looking MMA fighter.
yes,
Yeah.
he was looking closer. Like I mean, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but he was almost looking like Timu Obafemi. Like
Yeah.
honestly, because in a good way, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because then he comes out there, he's hitting all. I mean, he's doing crazy stuff in this match. The two top spots that really stood out, obviously, was him pouncing. I forgot who it was, but he pounced somebody like literally like tossed this dude over the crowd. It was, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when Keith Lee was still there, and Keith Lee literally pounced the dude like off the ramp into the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that reminded me of like definitely he definitely channeled his inner Keith Lee on this pounce, and just I mean that was crazy. And then he put, I think it was Joe Hendry that he put Joe Hendry through a wall. I think it was
Yeah.
Joe Hendry. He literally speared or whatever he did. He like just drove Joe Hendry right through a wall, and that's why I was also shocked, because I'm like, okay, so now I'm speaking of this. Joe Hendry survives this, going through a freaking wall, comes back, climbs the ladder, and gets the belt. So I'm like,
With
now
injured ribs.
a super Hendry. Now what?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
basically trying to make. I feel like they're slowly trying to make him into like an early like John Cena, because with the
Yeah,
like
I can see that.
John Cena would have like the most horrendous shit happen to him, and then out of
Just the
nowhere,
next baby face. Yeah.
but then he would just somehow survive during the match and bounce right back like it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
And maybe
walking everything off.
Maybe I'm diving too much off of one finish, but I'm just like, dude, you just went through a whole wall. Like, I mean, I remember so many NXT matches. I don't think I've ever seen anybody win a match after going through the wall. Like they either don't come back, or if they do come back, they're kind of too beat up to really do anything, and they still lose. But this guy bounces back,
Yeah.
and I feel, well, I mean, I guess he did sell.
It was early enough in the match, you know.
Well, yeah, because we had not seen him most of the match, and at the end,
Yeah.
so you can say he kind of woke up and got back in there.
Yeah, he did the same spot, Carver did, burying him with the ladders. Gave him the rest break and pop up.
Yeah, because Keanu was buried up under a bunch of ladders, and then he emerges from under the ladders. Yeah, it was a crazy. So, but still, even though he didn't win, I feel like this was a big breakout moment for Keanu Carver. Now
pretty much everybody in that match.
Yeah, everybody.
That match was great. Yeah.
Jackson Drake, Sean Legacy.
What was his name? Shiloh
Hill did his thing.
Yeah.
Everybody in there, I feel like, established their place on the roster.
Yeah, it worked. It didn't look clunky. Everything flowed. It was a solid ladder match. It was a solid ladder match. And to get that on an NXT is surprising. That was easily a main event pay-per-view match.
And what's crazy is that show actually happened here in Orlando, and everybody's like, why didn't you go to the show? Like, dude, literally, so I tried to go to the show, right? I looked it up or whatever, and like you can't. Like, apparently it's like for certain shows, because this one was like at the Performance Center, right? So I guess how at the Performance Center is you have to find, I think it's some link or something that you had to sign up at a week before or something. And then it's pretty much like a lottery pick tickets.
No, it makes sense.
And from what I read, you don't even pay for the tickets. It's like you win the tickets and then you go. And then
because how many people can fit in there? Like 1,000 at most?
Yeah, I think that's how they fill their crowd.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think, I mean, I'm not saying like it wouldn't sell, but I just feel like if you tried to put them on sale, you may or may not have a good turnout every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're like giving them away and you're picking and you're literally making sure that you fill every seat, like you have a method, that's going to give you a crowd every week. You know what I mean?
And you get better control of where you want to put your plants and all that, because they definitely had a few plants in there.
Exactly. So I mean, I respect it, but you have to, like, it's like a whole thing. Like, and even if you can find this link, you're still not going, maybe. Like you can't go on and buy the tickets. I mean, obviously they have like open public shows. Like I looked up, there's some shows coming up like outside of Orlando that you can buy on like StubHub, Master, or whatever. But this particular one, like, no, you had to literally just hope to get in. Like, pretty much, you gotta know somebody. I mean, I feel
You
like
got
it's
to know somebody to know somebody.
yeah. I feel like if you're cool with like one of the talent or somebody that works there, you'll definitely probably get in. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But yeah, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna buy a ticket and go sit in the front row. Like, nah. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what's up. That makes sense.
We all come on, dude. We all know. Like, if it was, I would have been there.
Oh yeah,
I would have been there. Like, I would have went. So, but anyway, but it was yeah, it was still great. But yeah, I guess Joe Hendry now. So we'll see what's gonna go on with this NXT world title run. I mean, not for nothing. He's on a good path because I mean, last year, you know, he was TNA world champion. This year, around the same time this year, I believe that he was TNA world champion, and now he's on NXT title run. So
yeah, and they've had him in the mid card since they bumped him over, and he ain't lost no momentum. Like I said, he's super over. Like you said, he lame as hell, but he's still super over.
Yeah, so he's in, and I believe we have Julian Bell backstage. We're about to bring him on. I just want to go over the rest of the results here. I think I have the results here right in front of me. I'm never ready, guys, so you know. So we're gonna see what we have here. So let's check out what else happened on NXT, and while I'm going over that, we'll bring in Julian Bell. Julian Bell joining the show live from Arizona. How you doing?
What's going on, Jules?
Nothing much. Trying to get over that trash main event we saw on AEW tonight, but I'll digress.
There'll be plenty of time left in the show to trash AEW.
Yeah.
Until then, we just went over the ladder match with Joe. But now, for the rest of the NXT results, we had Izzy Dame versus Lola Vice versus Thea Hale for the Women's North American Championship. It was a pretty decent triple threat. Izzy Dame emerged still champion. And also, we saw a little bit of a program here being started up, I believe, between Lola and Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan with the sneak attack. You know, so we'll see where that goes, right?
Yep.
And now Kalani Jordan was trying to add a little bit of a flavor to her gimmick as well.
It looked like it, yeah.
Her, I think it's like she was wearing a shirt. It said something like it was like still her. Like what did it say?
Really. I think it's called. I think it said really her. Yeah, really her.
I'll remind everybody that she just married Carmelo Hayes. You know, so I feel like obviously, you know, a couple they're gonna bounce off of being both in the business. They're going to, you know, bounce ideas off of each other and try to help each other. And I feel like, you know, we all know Carmelo is known as him, right? And then here she comes with this like really her.
Really
I'm not mad at it. I'm not saying she's right.
Yeah, no.
But I gotta believe that Carmelo had a little bit of influence on that.
Yeah.
It's like really him, or it's like him and really her. You know what I mean? So I mean. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta see how the promo goes. We gotta see how the promos go.
And then definitely, so definitely the gimmick is there, and obviously the merch potential is crazy because you got women that are gonna buy that shirt like hot take. I mean, if I was a woman, I saw that, I'd be like, yeah, I gotta get that shirt.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean? Like if you came out with a shirt right now that said really him, I'm gonna get that shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So I feel like the merch is gonna sell, like the gimmick is there, but like you just said, the promo work is gonna have to match the gimmick. Like you have to be that person, right? Because now she's kind of going on like outside of that good girl, like she's like she's got to drive that gimmick home. So we'll see what happens with that. And we also had that boy Tony D'Angelo coming back, and obviously we've seen this new gimmick. I like it. He actually pulled. Well, what to me was his first real promo by himself in the ring in front of a crowd. I mean, with the music, pretty much just telling everybody that he had to get back to him. Pretty much the what I call the old reliable story, where the superstar returns repackaged, and he tells everybody I had to get back to being me. Nothing really new here, but I like it because at least you're not like this fake Italian mob boss that I never believed in the first place.
Nope. And now he's got a direction.
You know, you're not talking about taking somebody out back and tying cement blocks to his ankles and stuff. So I'm
Sleeping
cool
with the fishes.
Right. We're not doing this sleeping with the fishes. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
That's what that
change it up.
be with the fishes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like it. We'll see. But now he's gonna need somebody, which is, I mean, he's got plenty of people to do that with, but he's gonna need still not sure if he's like a heel or a face. It's giving anti-hero.
Maybe. Yeah, 50-50 booking.
In between.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there's plenty of talent for him to engage with there on that one. So we'll have to keep an eye on my boy Tony, but I like it. I'm on board. I'm not a hater. Nope. And man, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, but whoever this dude, Elio LaFleur, what's his name? Versus Charlie Dempsey.
Oh, yeah.
How do you say that shit? It's like the new mask guy. Isn't he like?
No, I can't even think of it.
He's like French or something like that.
Yeah,
I think so.
He's like the first French luchador. First of all, let's talk about that. So my thing with this luchador. So wait, no.
Here we go.
I mean, I guess I'm not. So it's not my heritage. It's not my background. So I don't want to try to eat. But like, okay, like I was under the impression, and if people are listening and like Trell's a dumbass or whatever like that, I mean, fine. But I'll go ahead and be that. I'll put myself out there. Like, so I always thought like luchador. I thought that was like more of a Hispanic thing.
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
That's right. But I mean, I guess you can be. I guess anybody can be a luchador now, so it doesn't matter. So, like, you know what I mean? Because now you got French luchador. Because like people like, dude,
look at Chad Gable. He didn't turn into.
But that's more of like a gag.
Yeah, that was just straight up joke.
That's more of like a gag behind it, because dude, like, first of all, you're not a luchador and you just threw a mask on trying to be somebody else. That's what makes it great, right? But that's being done purposely. But here you have this guy now, and I don't want to upset the indie universe. I know they're gonna come after me or whatever. I've never heard of this guy until now, okay? Because I don't watch indie like that. So I think that he was already on the independent scene. He got signed and came over. I think actually he did. So okay, cool for him. So I don't know if he already had this mask or like if he put it on just for NXT, which I'm not against the guy. I'm just confused. I'm trying to figure out what's even happening right now, because he actually kind of came out of nowhere and they just threw him out there. Like literally, you're watching NXT and like boom, here this guy comes. He just like spawned out of nowhere. And then literally just spawned and had a match and was like, oh yeah, like he's so high flying and he's doing all this. I'm like, okay, great. Who the hell are you, dude?
You know, I could be wrong, but wasn't he an Evolve guy?
Okay, maybe he was, because you know what? I have not been watching Evolve for a hot second. I'm gonna actually start back this week. I'm gonna start back because I've been meaning to. I kind of forget that it's even on. I'll get busy and I'll like, okay, forget it. Either what happens is I forget to watch it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll watch it next week, and I don't. And then I keep but no, I'm going to watch Evolve again. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I want to say he's an Evolve guy, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, maybe he was over there. So, anyways, they did their thing in that match. The LaFleur, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, defeated Charlie Dempsey in that match to a pinfall. So apparently there's a speed title tournament going on, and LaFleur advances and beats Dempsey in that matchup. And then you had the Elegance brand, Heather and M defeating Zaruka. As we know, Zaruka's like, it's just like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. She's just getting ready to blow.
Right. One of the others going to turn on somebody is probably either going to. Honestly, here's the thing, because I know how they do with these heel turns. They always make it seem like it's going to be, because right now everybody's thinking like it's going to be like obviously like Zarya, right? I feel like Sora will be the one to actually turn.
It's going to be Zarya. They need that dominant woman in NXT. You know, that dominant heel.
I ain't gonna argue with you tonight because you was already right about which I hate. I was so glad, because now you don't really have
me.
You don't really have the momentum. Hold on, you don't really have the momentum that you would have had you been on last night's show.
Oh yeah, I do.
Well, not last night. No. Well, Monday, whatever it was.
Monday.
The last pod that we had, but you don't have the momentum because Yeah, you were right that Roman Reigns went and challenged CM Punk. Whatever.
Right.
You were right.
Mhm.
Okay. That will not always happen on this show. You understand? So, so he's like, whatever.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Because I was telling him.
As soon as he opens his mouth, he's like, and that's why
Because
I hate you. And I'm like, no, don't do this because I have to get on this pod tonight.
But I was telling him. Yeah, you know.
You wasn't
You
telling
saw
nobody.
Punk.
We
No, I
trying to
was
hop
telling.
on the bandwagon.
No, I was telling you that, you know, Punk came out there. So, and he challenged you. You went straight for Finn Balor, and he was like, "Oh, Finn, don't forget I
Whatever.
forgot about you," or whatever the
Whatever.
case is. So I was like, you know, Finn could still be
Anyway.
inserted into this thing. So.
Whatever. We gonna hop on that later, but whatever. He got his little prediction. Everybody's right once in a while. So, so we had that go down. And then obviously in that match, Daruka lost because there's miscommunication. So Ruka hits accidentally, or so we thought, or so we think, accidentally hits Zarya with the Soul Snatcher. So that's not going to go over well. So just small things, obviously a small build to ultimately what's going to end up being those two breaking up.
And then they set up the number one contender match afterwards.
Yeah,
because they got the tag team next week.
Yeah, that's so messy because who even does that? How are you going to have a tag team match and then say, "Oh, well, yeah, well, whoever gets the pinfall for their team gets a shot"? Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to let my partners go in there and get the pin. Like, come on now,
right?
You know what I mean? So like that's
especially with one team beefing already.
Right, that's messy as hell. So we could see something go down as early as next week.
Right.
So yeah, that whole thing is messy as hell there. And then what else did we have happen on the show? I think that was probably
what's his name? The intern GM.
Oh yeah.
We also had Robert
Stone.
Yeah. Now that you were wrong. You didn't get
that's interim. They pressed interim. But no, I think you're right. I think because I figured it out. It's gonna be Regal. It's gotta be Regal again. I was thinking about it. It's gotta be Regal again.
Stone, dude.
Huh?
It's
no, because he made sure interim GM. He ain't the full-time GM.
He ain't the full-time.
He made sure he said interim GM.
I don't need you. He don't need an ab lib.
Interim GM. It's gonna be Regal. I had time to think about it.
I'm sending Julian backstage.
He said, "You're out of there. Strike 3. You're gone, dog."
Whatever.
he said, "Go back to school picture mode."
I thought we had gotten rid of it, but I guess everybody, Jacob's mystery GM, still lives on.
It's got to be Regal because he's back. And he just popped up. What was it when he announced War Games?
No, he made that. He's back. He just made that appearance to announce.
Yeah, but that means his contract with that means because he left it. Yeah,
William Regal coming back as general manager, I feel like would add nostalgia to a new era of NXT. Because you have a new era, but now you add that nostalgia.
You'll ground it. Both. You'll bring it back to its roots. Yeah.
Okay. I might be on board with that. And then, of course, we had just real quick here. So to wrap up, we had Chase U and Lexis King. I'm sorry. It was I don't even know what's even going on. Oh, no, it was Lexis King and Stax taking on Chase U. And they win that match. And also, I mean, that match was pretty much a snooze fest. Let's go right by that. And then, that was pretty much the show. And then obviously you had a ladder match that we just went over. So that was pretty much, but overall, a solid show. A solid showing for NXT this week. So I'm excited to see what they got coming up next week. I feel like every NXT show pretty much delivers. I mean, honestly. So
that tag team match is definitely going to be interesting next week.
Yeah. Besides the people like Chase U, who I don't even know why are still there. But I mean, you got to
I
have.
was gonna say
You got to have mid Carters. You got to have mid Carters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have mid Carters.
People got to take the pin. People got to take the pin.
Yeah, they got it. They got it. Man. So, and then obviously, Julian, what do you have for our AEW results this week? Obviously, your boy Ciampa, the new TNT World Champion. You know what?
Let's talk about that though. Ciampa coming in and winning the title right off the bat. I know you glad because you got the belt off that fool
Off that bum Mark
Briscoe. So I know you glad
catering
about
with
that.
him.
So no, I see big things going on for Ciampa. I think he gonna keep that belt for a while. I don't think they're gonna take it off in like no time soon. I think they're gonna give him a pretty big lengthy run. So
Of course they will, because it's the so I figured it out.
It's the 3-month push.
Tony,
it's the 3-month push. You get signed to AEW, you get a 3-month push, and then you're back on the shelf. Except unless you're Ricochet. I'll give Ricochet that. That man's on TV every week.
You go back into Tony Khan's toy chest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you're an ex-WWE guy, because this is his whole thing, he likes to make it like, I feel like it's more of just to like, this is what he thinks in his mind that he's like sticking it to WWE. Like, okay, yeah, here's a guy that you didn't use right or whatever. So I'm going to take him and like he said, I'm going to push him. I'm going to put a belt on him. And I'm going to show you what star he could have been, right? Okay. Which, I mean, you did that. You had Ciampa show up. I'm not going to lie. He always looked great, even in WWE. But, I mean, the new theme, the theme music is badass. The entrance is badass. And then, the whole thing. Psycho Killer, all of it, right? But, yeah, again, it's the AEW formula. I'm going to take the ex-WWE guy. I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to put a belt on him right away. Like right now, I'm going to, at his debut.
First match.
I'll put a belt on him. And then I'm going to have him go on this tear. And then he's going to eventually lose it and disappear off of TV.
Yeah.
And then if he comes back, he'll maybe do a promo here and there, or he just might end up being a member of the Don Callis family.
Yep.
That's pretty much. Or maybe I'll make him a henchman for the Death Riders.
He'll be teaming with Mark Briscoe in 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
unless you're Ricochet.
I would Ricochet.
He could get the Ricochet rub.
Ricochet, is doing pretty good work over there. I'm down with his character. My only beef with Ricochet is recently. So I don't know. So everybody knows that I listen to podcasts. So I haven't heard the whole. I don't even know what show it was. It definitely was a pod show that I don't listen to. But I saw an article on Instagram that said that Ricochet was on a podcast show recently, and he basically. So you also have to watch. So you have to take with a grain of salt what they say on these articles, because they'll try to flip what the person actually said and make it sound worse. But because I saw two different things. The first thing I saw was pretty much a headline saying that Ricochet says that WWE tarnished his character and his legacy, right? But then there was a second post where he is saying, I'm strictly only talking about the wrestling portion of it and how I was used, not the money, not the fame, and not the exposure. So on the second post, it's him talking, and he acknowledges that, hey, yeah, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at without them. Like, they made my name, and I'm not taking that away. I'm talking about how I was booked and how I was used, which is a fair assessment. You know what I mean? But see, I haven't even heard this pod.
So let me interject there.
The second post could not even be him. That could be a Ricochet fan trying to clean it up for him. Or maybe the first post ain't him either. I don't know. I have not heard this. So I would like somebody to upload a video of him himself, exactly what he said, and then I'll be able to pick apart what he said. But
So
if
I'm gonna tell you that.
but either way, even with the wrestling, for him to even say that, it's like, okay, first of all, dude, you were actually, because he was on 205 Live, he was a big star on 205 Live,
right.
SmackDown, Raw.
Because no matter how you were booked, the whole point is you wrestled for WWE.
Right.
It doesn't matter, right? So because you wrestle for WWE, which I don't care what anybody says that's listening or watching right now, like you can get mad all you want, like they are the major leagues.
Yeah, that's the NFL.
Major leagues, right? It's like the NFL. So it doesn't matter. So I promise you, and not saying that he couldn't eventually maybe still got a contract, because AEW does also recruit out of the indies and out of, like, you know, New Japan and all this stuff, but there's no guarantee. I mean, maybe he would, like, maybe he would have, looking at what kind of superstar he is and his style of doing things, maybe he would have, had he, you know, took his gimmick to New Japan and made a name for himself. Yeah, sure, he probably would have still ended up in AEW. So I'm not saying, oh yeah, he's not in AEW without WWE, but you certainly aren't a highly sought out after talent without WWE. You tell me,
he fucked up too.
I can't name 10 guys right now that are being highly sought after on the independent scene. Now, I can give you 10 names that are pretty good on the independent scene, but then if you ask me how many of those guys right now are getting their door kicked in with contract offers, almost none of them. Now, maybe they have agents that are reaching out on behalf of them, trying to get them into like a WWE or an AEW or whatever, but like those companies aren't chasing them.
Yeah,
that's not happening. So I don't understand what he's talking about. But again, I have not heard this pod. I have not seen the actual footage. These are headlines that I read, which whatever. I don't trust any of these wrestling sites because they take everything and flip it.
Yeah, it could be clickbait for all you know.
So he did say, you know, to give you a little insight. So he did say about that first part, about how he was feeling, about how he was used in WWE. So the whole thing is the fans were kind of upset over his comments or whatever, what he made about how he was feeling or whatever about WWE and the way he was, you know, used or whatever in WWE. So the fan portion of everything was upset over the whole comments that he basically had made. As far as the indie talent, I think WWE said too also that they're not going to be hiring any indie people right now. I think they're holding off on that, so they're not even hiring like TNA
they don't need them
right now.
They're developing their own.
Yeah, they're not hiring
dude. I mean, you have so many tiers. People don't realize that. So you're watching the product, but what you're seeing is only face value, the surface of it. There are so many tiers and layers to WWE. Some of it we still don't really maybe fully understand, right? You have, you know, the low. Well, what we actually know is like the lowest. If you want to say like, okay, you got people that we have never seen a day in our life, people that could walk by us on the street and we think it's some regular dude, right? And they're training right now at the Performance Center, training just to get a spot like on an LFG, training just to get a spot like on like, you know, Evolve, right? Training, like those guys, never heard of those guys a day in our life, right? And you have a plethora, like just a pool of those guys, and a lot of them right now are doing spots like plants, like they're doing stuff like, you know, where there are security guards, you know what I mean? Like all those security guards you see getting tossed around, those Performance Center guys. Those are Performance Center guys getting tossed around. You know what I mean? Taking bumps early on, like you know, or whatever, right? Getting on TV, getting a little bit of exposure of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Like that's what you're looking at, but we don't know who they are. All you know is a bunch of people, right? So that's the thing. And so, and then you have the second tier where you have Evolve, where people are finally getting on TV. They get on Evolve, right? And then they're getting something going on there, right? And then you have the other tier of it. You have NXT. Now you're up in Orlando. You're in NXT with Shawn Michaels. Now you're getting booked on shows there. And once you're at NXT, now it's like that's like getting to college football when you're at NXT. Because now it's like, oh, okay, because eventually I'm trying to make it to the league. I'm trying to get drafted like to like a Raw or SmackDown, right?
Right.
Because now that's where that is. And then of course you have the main roster that we all know and love, the main roster. But I mean, there's so many, look how many layers that is. Right. So do you really think that I have time to go, oh yeah, I'm gonna send out my scouts out to like New Japan? Oh, I'm gonna send my scouts out to like some bingo hall in LA. Like, no, like for what? Now, if you do enough to like, if you do so much and you make so much noise to the point it's getting back to me, okay, you know what? I might send one person or two guys out there to watch one of your matches at a bigger show. Maybe if you're on a bigger show, because at that point, if you're making that much noise, you're at least on like a decent sized, respectable show. Like you're at a Wrestle Kingdom, you know what I mean? Or you're at like a I might go out to Wrestle Kingdom. You know what? Let's send a couple guys out to Wrestle Kingdom and check this guy out. Let's go check it out. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Let's do that. But I'm not gonna be popping up at freaking House of Glory or freaking, you know what I mean, or MLW. I'm just not gonna do that because it's like, I mean, as great as those promotions are, I'm just too high up the totem pole to be talking about. Oh yeah, I'm about to be. That would be like NFL scouts, like showing up at a middle school. Like, what are you doing? Or the high school game, even like an NFL
flag football game.
Come on, dude! Like, come on! Like, I'm the scout for the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm at the freaking
rec league.
School. Right, I'm at the high school. I mean, what's going on right now? Like, why am I here? You know, come on. So that's just what it is. That's just the pecking order of things, right? Of how no. And they go in a pecking order with everything. Just like even going back to the Joe Hendry win. As much as I don't like it, I don't like the character. It does make sense because you look at everything as about, because even they spoke about the pecking order on the last episode of WWE on Real when Bronson Reed spoke about the pecking order. Like, hey man, I've been trying to get it for years. Like, that's what it is. Like Joe Hendry, like it or not, Joe Hendry had been around for a hot second. Like even on TNA, like working his ass off, for the TNA world title, like, you know what I mean? And
over.
And if you look at everybody in that match, he's the most senior in that match. Now, maybe like Ricky, you can say Ricky Saints. Okay, Ricky Saints though, but they're not looking at Ricky Saints' AEW run. They're not. I can tell you right now, WWE doesn't give a shit about your AEW. And that was proven when Jade Cargill came over. Everybody's like, oh, I don't understand, like, because she was 50 and 0. Like nobody
nope.
cares.
You gotta make your own name.
She was TBS champion for a year. You see what I'm saying? Right. Who cares about that? That title doesn't even exist in the world of WWE. So why would I come to my company and give you a higher pecking order for holding a championship that I don't even give a shit about?
You're right.
That makes no sense. Right. And then there were still things with her wrestling skills to be worked on that AEW didn't take the time to even do. Because anybody can do that. Okay, great. You're in shape. You got muscles. I'm going to put a bunch of oil on you and give you a bunch of smoke and mirrors and a bunch of music and distract everybody. But then meanwhile, you're out here hurting people. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. Right. And we don't know how many people that she hurt over in AEW. They just never talked about it. Maybe somebody, they probably blew it off as like a storyline injury or whatever. Those are probably real injuries. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because honestly, you never hear too much out of AEW, and things are happening. Trust me, things are happening in AEW, but people keep quiet about it or whatever. It doesn't make the news. Meanwhile, WWE gets hated on. Like nobody can take a shit without it making the news at AEW. I mean, WWE. You can't do anything in WWE without it making the news.
Right.
It doesn't matter, right? So, and again, I love Jade. I am a big Jade Cargill fan. So, and I wish nothing but the best for her. And that's great that she's the world champion. But I'm just saying, when she first came in, who knows what? Even she admitted, like,
this brings me into a Subway just real quick. I was listening to Booker T's. I had listened to his podcast just a little bit yesterday. Yeah, just a little bit yesterday, and he was talking about that. He was talking about how Jay had, kind of hit him up on the back end, to see if she could improve her training. And that's what he was talking about. He was like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a smart
she's
move. Why
coming
wouldn't
in,
she?
she's coming into this still, new, still fresh and everything, still don't kind of know the business and kind of don't know the ins and out of the business. So he was like, hey, if he can somehow help her and somehow show her, you know, hey, this is how you correctly do things, maybe it's something that, she may not like, or it's something that he was just saying, oh, I don't want to ever see that again in a match or something, along those lines. So he was just saying that, it's a progress, basically.
No,
So
100%.
so yeah, he was just saying that how, he's willing to help her, if she wants to help to get better in that ring, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%, 100%. So I mean, we'll see what's up. But yeah, so that's the thing. It's a pecking order. So Joe Hendry winning that. Joe Hendry had been around for a minute. Joe Hendry was next in line to be the face of NXT. That's just what it is. If you look at everybody that left, and people are gonna argue with me, oh, Ricky Saints, okay, yeah, whatever. The whole purpose, like, again, of putting the belt on Ricky Saints was to kind of give him that rub, but that was to let everybody know that Ricky Saints is already main event caliber. It's just that. But then the thing is, again, I cannot call everybody up. The main roster, they are very protective over the main roster. They're very protective over the stories, over how fast people get there, and how cluttered that it may get. Right? They're very protective over that. And so for a good reason, because you don't want all these little mini stories going on. It's too much going on. It's too much going on, and it takes away from your main story, right? When there's too much going on, which is why. And then also, like I said before, I have to have a show in NXT.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't just let everybody go to the main roster. So everybody's like, oh, Ricky Saints. Even though I wanted to see him win, right? But I knew deep down, even though I didn't like it, that Joe Hendry, as far as the pecking order goes, was the next up, made the most sense. Hey, you know what? This is the next guy for this level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comes to this level, this is the next guy. And I feel like right then you're going to have like Ricky Saints. Now, right behind Ricky Saints is a question mark. I would say Keanu Carver, because by the time you've developed those two guys, by the time you send Joe Hendry and
Ricky Saints up.
And Ricky Saints up to the main roster, I'm looking at Keanu Carver.
Yeah.
That he stays healthy, granted that somebody else doesn't outshine him or take the spot. And that's what it's about. Like at that point, you're fighting for a spot.
Yeah,
like,
it's just a dogfight at that point. Yeah.
Every week you're fighting for a spot at that level. And that's everywhere, even on the main roster, whether that be down at Evolve, you're fighting for a spot every day. You're fighting for a spot. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So, but we shall see, man. And so, what else did we have happen with AEW tonight?
Well, let's talk about our boy Andrade and Kenny Omega.
He's been cooking, but I guess Andrade's 3-month push, even though, so
Andrade got 2 left.
Andrade, I guess what Andrade's 3-month push is for him, he left the company, then came back. So I guess when you do that, then you get a fresh new 3 months.
Yeah, restart.
I mean, he's been doing it. He came in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's been involved in all the storylines or whatever. He pops up tonight. He's in the world title picture.
Yep. Looking good.
Okay. And I mean, honestly, MJF, one of my favorite guys there. I feel like MJF literally carries the whole company on his back, to be honest. Like MJF, like Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland, you know what I mean? By the way,
MJF makes everybody look good.
WWE guy, by the way. Literally carrying the company on their backs. Like Moxley, even though I'll still give it to Moxley. Well, I feel like Moxley kind of took a step back, but I feel like he earned that step back because when AEW first started, Moxley was like Moxley was like the COVID Roman Reigns for AEW.
Yep.
Moxley was to AEW when they first started what Roman was to WWE during COVID, pretty much on that same level. During
Moxley is AEW right now.
Moxley, a lot of those guys, people forget, man. A lot of those guys like Moxley, Chris Jericho, really Sammy Guevara, Cody, all those dudes, the Young Bucks for sure.
Yep.
All those dudes literally were shaping and defining AEW and like keeping that shit in business, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, "What the hell is this?" But then I was like, "Well, I don't even know what's going on, but I do know they got these guys here. I'm gonna watch." You know, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then you ask Vince about it, and Vince is like, "Oh, you mean that T-shirt company?" Because at the time, which is crazy though, people get so mad about that, but at the time, they didn't have a TV deal, dude. So they didn't have a TV deal. They didn't have any. I mean, they had obviously they had like a copyright, they had like a brand, they had a company, but they didn't have anything, right? And they were already like pushing out merch.
So and they were using ROH to do their pay-per-views.
So it really wasn't even like a joke. It was just the truth. Because he's like, okay, but they are. He's like, wait a minute, like they don't have a TV deal. And you say you're a company. I mean, you are a company. I look you up and you're a company. You're a legal company. You're in business, but you don't have a TV deal. You're not pushing out any product. The only product I see you pushing out is T-shirts. So you're a T-shirt company. That's what it was. Even though he knew what he was doing, but it technically was the truth because yes, right now the only product that I saw was a press conference with Chris Jericho announcing, AEW. Yeah. Right. And then
with Cody Rhodes.
I went to that first AEW show.
And then I see a press I saw a press conference. I saw one press conference, and then I saw T-shirts on sale. So that's what you know what I mean. So that was the funniest shit to me because I was like, dude, that's so shady, but it's the truth at the same time. So you really can't even get mad at it because when you sit there and thought about it, you're like, damn, he's right though. The T-shirt company.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I sat there, I was like, holy shit, he's right. You know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm in the pro wrestling business. Why would I be threatened by a T-shirt company? Because what's gonna happen? Your shirts are gonna outsell my ratings. What's going on right now?
Right.
Yeah. Just clowning.
Oh, I couldn't watch Raw tonight. I had to go buy a AEW T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I mean?
It's terrible.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So now Brody King destroying MJF tonight. Well, off the distraction from Hangman Page. So Brody King, dude, that's a nasty. What's the name of that move again? What is it? It's like a power bomb, and then he goes into like
it's a power bomb, and then he goes
into like a power driver type thing.
Yeah,
it's nasty.
It's a nasty looking move, dude. And he hits two of those on MJF tonight off the distraction of Hangman Page, who comes out, but he still wins the match, which earns him a number one contenders match. Against MJF next week at Grand Slam Australia, for the world title. So, where are we gonna go with this? So Brody King push. So Brody King, I think
they ain't taking it off him.
No, they ain't taking it off MJF. I'm sorry.
MJF losing the title is maybe like
that's what he does though.
Maybe Revolution, possibly, but that's the earliest. Yeah. And I don't think it'll happen at Revolution, but I'm saying if they were to do it, I think Revolution would be like the next biggest show to do it. If they were to do it. I don't think so. Because I don't even really see anybody else to me right now that's even worth. I mean, I like Brody King.
No, yeah, they did a great job making him look like a threat too.
Yeah, I like
before tonight, I wasn't sold on it, but tonight, he looks like a threat.
Yeah. So, that crazy finish with the cannonball in the corner, everything like that, But you already know how it is. It's always like the up and coming.
And then the Gunther, he stole
The
Gunther's
Gunther
shit.
spy.
Yeah.
Trolling and
Come on,
I
man.
was
Come
like,
on, you gonna
no,
steal
these
Gunther's shit.
people didn't steal Gunther's stuff. I say, boy, I
Brody
say, we
King.
know what they've been watching.
Brody King trolling Gunther with the Gunther chokeout.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's healthy. I mean, both companies
No,
take
yeah.
I like it. They watch what they're doing.
Yeah,
So
both
they're keeping
companies.
eyes on one another.
It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Brody Lee versus Gunther down the line. That would be nuts.
Who?
Brody Lee and Gunther at some point down the line in the future.
I feel like Brody's like an AEW lifer type dude. He gives
probably.
He gives that. Like there are certain people that will never come over just because they don't.
But let's not underestimate the shit. We just seen Will Hobbs,
But that's because Will Hobbs was trying to get in WWE. Will Hobbs,
from the start.
True.
Will Hobbs used to be at the Performance Center. He used to be a security guard,
right?
Daniel Bryan back in the day.
Right.
Well, not speaking of Daniel Bryan, but he was in a segment where there was like you know the usual break the fight up. Here comes all the security guards.
Yeah.
He was playing as security guards back in the day, so he technically did work for the company back in the day. And he, as usual, one of the many talent. People don't realize this too, right? Even though now there's a lot more layers to it than what it used to be, but even back then, you've always had a lower, like quieter community of developmental talent coming through like crazy, right? And only a small percentage of those guys actually made it. One of those guys was actually Kenny Omega was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega was one of those guys.
MJF.
They told Kenny Omega, "You ain't good enough. You got to go." Literally. MJF, all those guys. Those WWE, most of these, like 90% of these major indie talent or other talent, they once upon a time came through WWE. But they just didn't make the cut for whatever reason, and we didn't know about it. They just got sent home or whatever, or their tape wasn't. Some of them didn't even make it there. Their freaking tape got no. Just throw them in trash. You know, he ain't walking. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's what it is, dude. But that gives you an idea of what a machine that WWE is. To be in a position to look and say, hey, you know what? Damn, that guy's pretty damn good. But guess what? He ain't good enough to be here.
Nope.
To be able to do that
and let him go and let him grow.
You're in a pretty high seat.
Right.
And they did it with Drew They've done it with countless people.
Yeah.
They did it with Cody. Look at Cody.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes. I mean, so to be fair, back then Cody Rhodes just needed development. But Cody Rhodes himself, like, I mean, nobody could look in if you had looked at a crystal ball and told me that Cody would be at this level, I would have laughed you out of the room. Any room,
right?
I would have laughed you out of the room. That's just
Stardust. You talking Stardust?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can't like certain circumstances, like okay, like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like some of these guys were already showing, like, hey man, I do have potential to be this guy, and it still wasn't good enough. Okay, no, you got to go. Yeah, you're right. You may be somebody one day, but you won't be here. You got to go.
Nope. Rusev's turning into that guy.
Yeah,
Rusev is starting to turn into that guy.
Yeah, I think he may have to leave and come back just to just to finally be what he thinks he is. A lot of people have it in them, right? It's like, and when you know it in you, that's with anything you do, right? In life, right? You know, nobody knows you better than you. You know that you have it in you, right? But only you know that. And guess who has to prove that? You have to prove that. That's just what it is. Because you're telling me all these things, but then I'm only to see the product that you're giving me. Right? You got to go do that. So sometimes, hey, you know what? It's not going to happen here. I'm in a position where they're just not going to, this place is not going to give me that. So I got to do it somewhere else. And that's what happened with Cody. It's like, hey, as long as I'm here, I'm going to always be Stardust. I got to go here and do my own thing and make my own brand. I got to make enough noise. And that's what he did. I got to make enough noise where they're going to be like, damn, hey, we got to go get that guy.
That man started the competition.
Yeah.
Right, because he went and started a whole company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. So, now you're trying to compete with a company that now has the guy that started your company as the main face. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
T-shirt company.
Right.
Yeah. So that's I mean that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. So, but yeah, good show tonight. So I actually saw a show tonight on AEW, and then also what we got we're doing like a haircut match or something with Tony Storm.
Yeah, Tony Storm.
Tony
No,
Storm
Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy. Because he
versus
was
who else?
like, yeah, who else is that?
See what I'm saying? All these little mini stories going on.
Yeah, all these little, I
The
forgot
only reason
who
I
in the world
remember
it
it is
is.
because it's supposed to be whoever loses is getting a haircut.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all I knew.
So
And all I know, Orange Cassidy was telling Tony Storm, "Oh, I can't get my hair cut."
yeah,
And then
so
she,
whatever. Like I said, see, that's where we're at. Check it out, man. Check it out. WWE 2K26 has announced, or we're hearing now, that there will be no DLC this year, but instead they will be putting out the content and sort of like if you ever played like Call of Duty, they're putting it out like in a battle pass format where you have like different seasons, like different theme seasons where there'll be content available. Which to me is kind of the same shit.
right.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not. So
no, it's another way for them to grab money for the people who buy the.
If it's anything like Call of Duty, what they do is they go in literally seasons. So, and even though WWE has in the past, like they were calling the DLC packs, well, actually they would just call it, they would have it a name, like it would have like the Attitude Era pack or the Rising Stars pack or whatever it is. But I think they'll do it more of like a Call of Duty style. Well, Call of Duty, they would come out, they would say, okay, this is season 1, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the game comes out, this is season 1. And whatever was in season 1, you got that. I mean, if you were a special edition,
you gotta grind to get to it.
In the season 1 battle pass would already be unlocked if you were special edition. So whatever weapons or skins or characters were in that season 1 were yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how they made money is the fact that even if you bought, which now hopefully 2K don't catch on to this. So because what I'm assuming we're gonna see now, that's the only thing, because now with Call of Duty, how they do it is like, even if you buy the special edition, special edition comes with season 1 battle pass. But then as soon as they drop season 2 battle pass, everybody got to buy that anyways, no matter what you, because the only thing you were entitled to from special
is what you got
was the season 1 that released with the game. But now that season 2 is here, you got to buy that. So now I'm not saying they wouldn't do that.
It's 2K. Wow, they're doing it. They're doing it.
Monday Night Wars. Okay, Monday Night Wars season 1 battle pass. That's all you. Season 2, whatever it's got, you got to go buy that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Or now, and here's a reason that they could do it, because also what I'm hearing is that you don't have to buy it, right? If so, basically, and again, same as Call of Duty, you don't have to buy it either. Call of Duty also offers the option where you can
pay to play.
You can. Well, no, you can play. You can play for free. You can play to unlock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how Call of Duty is. Call of Duty is that way. If you go through,
but you can pay to play too. Yeah, pay to play. Pay to play.
Oh yeah, you mean you can just buy the pack? You mean?
Yeah, you buy everything.
Well, yeah, you could do that if you want, but I'm saying you're gonna have to do that every time. So what I'm saying is that okay, you buy Monday Night War, but I'm speculating. I mean, I hope it's not like that, but I'm speculating. What I'm saying is it could be where, because with Call of Duty's like that. Call of Duty, if you do special edition, you get season 1, season 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You got to buy that. That's how it is over there. Or
and any character that they drop in that, you're gonna have to buy. Yeah.
Or you can play to earn it. So how they had it where there's a map and you got to go around and do these different missions, and if you get through them, then this particular mission unlocks this thing and this thing. Or if you get a certain number of experience points, then you can unlock this thing or this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to, and I think they're going to make it pretty attainable. So if you don't want to buy it, then you are, I mean, let's say you could buy it, but you want to have like the satisfaction of winning it on your own because you want to
grinding through it. Yeah.
And then you can do that. Or if you're somebody that's like, hey, I ain't got time for all that, I'm gonna just buy it, you can do that. But understand it may be a case of, hey, okay, if you're buying it, you got to buy every season.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm thinking that probably will happen, what I hope is going to happen is that, okay, if I paid $150 for the Monday Night Wars, is that every season should be mine.
Right.
But I don't think that's what they're going to do, because if they were going to do that, because they were already
make you unlock something.
Because that's how the DLC was. The DLC was like, okay, if you pay the $50, then all the DLC is yours.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing.
That's why they're making it different.
Yeah.
But with the DLC, there was no playing to earn it. It's either you already had special edition and you was going to get it, or you was going to buy the DLC separately. That was your option. If it wasn't going to be one of those, then you wasn't going to get it. There was no way to play to earn it. And this time, there is a way to earn it. There is a way to earn it without paying any money. We've given you an option to play through the game and unlock it, and you don't got to pay nothing. Because I've done that, I don't feel bad by telling you that you got to buy every season. Because you don't have to buy every season. You can just play it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's like the backdoor scapegoat for them to have an excuse to do it that way. Because they're going to say, oh, well, you don't have to do that. We gave you an option. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're going to see. We're going to see. Then they're promising that it's going to be 200 slots for creative superstars. Here's my thing with that, right? Hey, and I'm hoping it's true. But see, this is my thing. Every year I'm hearing about all these so-called slots we got. And then what happens is these slots get taken up with data because of the images. So it's like, okay, as soon as I download like a few arenas off of community creations, you're telling me, oh, well, you got to delete some images, or you got to do this, or you don't have enough room for that. You see what I'm saying? So
the system become overloaded.
I think that problem might be solved this year because the fact they're going next gen everything. I think what was really holding up the capacity for the memory and all that type of stuff is because they were still supporting last gen. I think a lot of these problems was because they were supporting last gen. But we're going to see how things are this time because they aren't supporting last gen. Everything is on PS5, the new Xbox, the new the Switch 2. Everything is next gen. Everything is next gen. So maybe now that's why they're able to promise all this space, because they can do that. They can say, hey, I can guarantee you that, yes, you will be able to download 200 superstars without fail. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. Now, honestly, am I gonna download 200 people? Hell no. But I like to know that I got that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like with cell phones came out, right? A cell phone, oh, I have unlimited data. Do I really care? In my mind, I feel better because I have unlimited data. I know it's there. I know it's there. You know, it's the same thing. The same thing. So just a couple things like that coming from 2K26. Either way, I'm with it. Me personally, like, even if I got Monday Night Wars. So if it does happen, I'm gonna at least have season 1, and then I'll just play to get the rest of it. And then if I don't feel like it, I'll buy what I want or whatever, you know. I think I'll do a little bit of both. I think I'll do a little bit of both. I mean, it depends. Some of the seasons, another thing though, because they still gonna always try to get that money. So they still have to find a way to entice the person who have like the gamers, the super gamer who's like, nah, man, I'm about to sit here and grind through it all and get everything. Okay, cool. But they gonna get him too, because they're gonna say, okay, so he gonna play all of it. Okay, well, guess what? In season 3, you can play and earn everything in season 3 except this one character that you have to buy. You see what I'm saying?
Buy them, and they're gonna make you buy them characters.
So either you're gonna skip him and you're gonna unlock most things in season 3, but then you're gonna be like, you know what? Now you reasoning with yourself. Cause you're like, you know what? I paid for standard edition. You know, I beat all of season 1. I got that on lock. I beat season 2. Okay, I got, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself and buy this one guy. Nah, because they're gonna get you again. They're gonna wait about 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
They're gonna get you again. Then they're gonna get you with something else.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you done spend an extra $100. You done spend about 200, at least 170.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see, everything is a marketing tool.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a money grab, everything.
Yeah.
Everything is a gateway. A gateway, just okay. If I can't get you to walk down this street and go spend some money, I'm a detour you down
I'm
the
gonna get
other
it out of you sometime
to get you to spend it down around the corner.
Yeah.
But eventually, now you might be smart. You might skip a couple streets. Now you might get, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna get you on that dead end and that dark alley. I'm gonna catch you in that dark alley. Now I got you in season 6 buying a whole pack. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of these packs is going to speak to whatever your favorite mode is. Maybe in this pack, I'm offering a bunch of my fashion packs. Now, if you somebody like me and Grice, we love my fashion. Now we're gonna hop on that. You got us. Oh man, you about to give me a bundle of pack with that. I gotta go ahead and get that. Now you might say, I don't care about my fashion. Okay, cool. I got you next season. Well, you know what? Hey, this time, I'm offering an expansion story that's gonna be an exclusive story, a side missions that's gonna get installed into the island. So maybe you a big island person and you done already beat everything, and now you bored. You walking around just doing, oh damn, they got an expansion story. Oh my god, I gotta get that. You see what I'm saying? They're going to get everybody.
They're gonna find their way.
They're gonna get me too. Oh, okay. Oh, he Mr. Richie Rich over there. He done got the special edition. He think he's solid. Now we gonna get him become season 1. We gonna put a my fashion bundle on his ass. Damn, got me again. Now I gotta drop another 50. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So it's all I appreciate. As a consumer, obviously, I always want things to go my way. But you have to, even if you don't like it, you have to respect the business module of it.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna get their money.
It's a genius business module because really, eventually, it's like I'm gonna go fishing every time. And eventually, I'm gonna throw a different kind of bait out there. But every time I reel back in that fishing pole, something gonna be on the end of it.
Yeah.
Something gonna be on the end of it.
Sooner or later, you gonna get that fish.
That's what it is. So we gonna see what's going on. And obviously they announced. I didn't see all the names, but they announced 126 stars already that are gonna be on the game. You got some stupid people that I'm in a few of these. Yeah, I'm in a few of these groups, and I forgot who it was, but he was complaining already. Dude, first of all, how was y'all complaining already in the game?
Dropped it.
So here's the thing. Like, I forgot who it was. I think it was like who was he complaining about that he didn't see? I guess a list came out, and there was a bunch of names on there. I forgot who it was, but it even said these are the names. Now listen to what I'm saying. It said these are the names that have been announced so far. So that means there's more people coming. That's common sense. This fool come out and say, "Oh well, see right there, I ain't even gonna get it because they ain't even got so and so on there. They missing a bunch." Bro, they just told you these are the names so far. More than likely,
and these people don't
understand that you talking about is gonna be on there. Just
come. And people don't understand.
Or they're saving them for the season.
That's what I'm saying. And then later on, they don't understand that, okay, they coming out with Mr. Perfect, or they coming out with Bret Hart way down the line, or they coming out with Shawn Michaels down the line. So they don't understand. They always add people to the DLC pack or whatever.
To be fair, them fools be on that every year. Like Bret Hart said, he gonna get that check. Look, let me tell you something. They be calling Bret Hart crazy or whatever. They be calling him whatever. He ain't too crazy because he gonna get that 2 check. Let me tell you something. Bret Hart,
he getting paid.
That man in every single game.
When I tell you Bret Hart on every game, think about every game you done had. Think about every game you done had Bret Hart on that motherfucker. When he not.
Yeah.
Even if you go back to the Royal Rumble, on Super Nintendo.
Nintendo,
Bret Hart on that motherfucker, bro.
Yep.
Bret Hart on that game. Bret Hart been making video game money for decades.
Yep.
And he ain't take no breaks.
Nope.
It don't matter. It don't matter what was going on. It's funny because Bret Hart be having so much to say. That motherfucker, he gonna talk about politics. He damn sure talk about Goldberg.
Goldberg every time.
Hey, but look, he don't got too much pride. That motherfucker said, I don't want nothing to do with Bill Goldberg. But he sure as hell don't mind on sharing that 2K roster with him. You don't mind doing that. So let me tell you something. He gonna be on that. He gonna be on that. Like, one thing about it. I mean, I remember one year something that happened, and a bunch of people either didn't want to work with WWE, they couldn't get the contract, or some people had went to AW, they couldn't do it or whatever. But one thing about it, Bret Hart was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm solid. I'm sorry." Bret Hart.
He said, "I'm getting that money."
Yeah.
They could be funny. Like, come out right now and be like, you know what? No more legends on the game. We're not doing a legends list no more. And Bret Hart gonna call up there and try to be like, "Oh, well, how about if I just, you add me?"
He said, "I'll be the announcer." He said, "I'll be the announcer."
That motherfucker gonna be a referee. Like, wait a minute. That motherfucker on the island. Yeah, you go walk around the island, Bret Hart over there hanging out by the damn.
You're gonna go into the Hart dungeon.
Yeah, right. All of a sudden, he got his whole the Hart dungeon. Hey, that wouldn't be.
That would be cool though.
That would be straight. The Hart dungeon. You got everybody like Natalia up in there. You got
Natty in there. Yeah.
You got everybody up in that mud. I'd be straight with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd be straight with that. So we gonna see, man. But I'm excited for the game. It's probably gonna be dropping like early March or mid-March as usual. It drops a month before. It drops like at the end or mid-March, like right before Mania. Because I know every year when we go to Mania, there's always like
out of it
exhibit set up for the game, and you can go over there and play the game and check it out, do that stuff. So it's got to be out before Mania, so they can have that already set up. So I'm excited for it, bro. I know mostly I already pre-ordered already, man. So we're gonna see what they do with this battle pass shit though. And it's not even a battle pass. That's what people are calling it, comparing it to, because that's what it's like a Call of Duty battle pass. I think it's like just like a season pass type thing, which they was already using the word season pass before.
Yep.
So we'll have to see. I'm gonna do more research on it, and obviously they're gonna put out. They've been dropping commercials. I know we saw a new commercial. What was it, Monday?
Yeah. Triple H.
It was Monday, and then you had what was it like? Rhea Ripley was like threw Liv Morgan through the top of the Hell in a Cell. The shit broke. She went like face first down that motherfucker, like the top of the cage through the table.
Yeah.
Oh shit. You know what I mean? So stuff like that we saw. They added they added like this new backstage, like brawl, like crazy area. They had like Penta was fighting somebody on top of this crazy looking thing or whatever it was. I don't know if y'all saw that. Yeah, like that. So they added
backstage brawl area. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
And then obviously
nothing but next gen.
3 Stages of Hell is back. They got that. The other usual. Also the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament. Now that's fire. That's fire. That's fire, bro. Like stuff like that. So yeah, who knows what else gonna be up in there? Then I'm hearing they're gonna enhance universe mode. I'm a big universe mode player. Like honestly, I don't really want it. Like the only beef I got with universe mode is like the small changes, like just. Again, like if you're gonna give us more slots for the creative stars, they're saying they will. So
more
hopefully
control.
Sometimes there's small glitches, like nothing too crazy, but there is small glitches. But once you play universe mode enough, you learn how to work around it, or there's ways to stop certain things from happening. Which I've taught myself how to do because I play it so much. But so stuff like that, but honestly, I ain't asking for too much,
Nope.
But yeah, all this complaining about a game is not even out, and then half of y'all are not even going to buy the game. And I've been saying that. I'm not even into that. I told you before, I'm not giving no more airtime to bum. I ain't doing it. I ain't giving you no money when I see you outside, so I ain't giving you no airtime.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So Let me see. What the hell else going on here? Y'all know I got the notes on deck. Oh, so okay. So look, final thought here of the night. We got Ava, as we know, she had already left. She's done with the company, right? But then she took to Twitter and she I guess she rage posted basically saying, screw the government, screw the president, screw ICE, screw all of this, screw all this stuff, whatever like that, she said. And then later on the post got deleted. Her account actually got she deleted the post and
She closed down her
account. Which I'm pretty sure either her PR told her to do, or either like her dad maybe told her to do it. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's probably her dad because I'm the rock. So here's the thing, right? So I don't want everybody to be like, oh, well, Trail on here supporting ICE. I'm not doing that. And again, you really see, I don't really get into politics on here. I'm not going to do it tonight. But I will say that I don't support, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that's going on. But here's the thing, right? So the reality is you're at a level of where you have a lot of influence. You have a lot of influence. You are the daughter of The Rock, right? Not only that, you've already identified yourself by being you. I mean, you are forever tied to NXT and WWE. Right. People will always see you as that, no matter what you do, right? So you've already put yourself out there. So it's not like you're just somebody speaking out. Like, honestly, if I had never seen Ava on TV ever, of her like right now, if like let's say The Rock had a son that we never knew about, right? And we never seen him. And then all of a sudden he popped up and said some wild shit on Twitter. Like that shit might trend for like not even
30 seconds. Yeah.
Because no one even knows. They're gonna be like, oh, The Rock. The bigger story would be like Rock got a son. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? That would be the biggest story. It wouldn't even be what he said. It'd be like, wait a minute, where's that coming from, right? And then it would be on just like that because nobody knows who you are. So it's not like what you said. Like you're not saying anything new. You're not saying anything that the average guy on the street's not saying. Oh, screw ICE. Okay, I'm pretty sure somebody around the corner right now is saying screw ICE. Okay, what else is new? You know what I'm saying? So you're not doing anything special. And number two, no one knows who you are. So I'm probably not going to care. It's not going to trend that hard. But because of who you are, the name you've made for yourself, the position that you used to work in, that you literally just left like, 2 business days ago or whatever. Like that's a big deal. And now people are looking at The Rock. Now it's like, oh, and not to say, I mean, yeah, that's a grown ass woman, obviously, so he can't like be like, oh, don't do that or whatever. But at the same time, obviously, you would like to think that he still has some influence over his kids or whatever. So you're at least looking for him to make a statement or to talk some sense into her or something. And then if he doesn't do it, what are you gonna say? Oh, well, The Rock must support all that shit.
Right.
That's what you're gonna say, even though he could be like, for all we know, he could be like, look, I'm not in it. She's a grown-ass woman. She can do whatever she wants. I'm going to let her deal with that. And that could be that easy, right? But people are not going to look at it that way. So I'm pretty sure I would think that he told her, hey, man, you got to take that shit down.
Like, get rid of it all.
What he did.
Look, you already left the company.
Because he was coming after her next.
You already left the company. We know why you left the company. You already made that public. We know it was because of politics. We know it was because of your view. Okay, great. You stood up for yourself. You left. You did what you felt was best for you. Okay, great. And you sent the message already. Okay. Now you coming back on here talking all this. That ain't the move.
Right.
Not only that, you're burning bridges.
Yeah.
Because now, even if you change your heart, and you decide that, hey, I want to make another WWE run, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do that. Let me tell you something right now. Triple H, Stephanie, all of them, they are in bed literally with the U.S. government.
Yep.
They are.
Especially that man.
You got Linda's like the, what is Linda? It's like she involved too.
Secretary of Education.
She's part of the Secretary of Education part.
Come on now. Come on. You can't ever come back. You probably can't even get a ticket to an event.
Nope.
You can't even get a ticket. You can't even get a ticket. That's what I'm saying. And guess what though? And if Tony Khan's smart, Let me tell you something. People can say whatever they want about Tony. Maybe he a little bit inexperienced. Maybe he in over his head or whatever. But one thing he ain't is stupid. And one thing he ain't about to do is he ain't about to. Hey, look, if I sign her tomorrow, that says I support what she said.
I mean, but he's pushing Brody, and Brody's with anti-ice, you know.
Because here's the thing, right? But those are people that already work for me that developed an opinion.
Yeah.
So now, if I was to fire him because of what he said, then now I'm gonna get attacked for that too. Because now, okay, this guy has been working for you, right? Way before any of this stuff was a topic, he's been working. So now you come out and you fire him over the opinion. Oh, so now Tony Khan fires people and they don't agree with him, or they have a certain political view. That's gonna make you look bad. Now,
make it look terrible. Exactly.
Brody King didn't work for the company, and let's say he left WWE, and then he started making all these statements, and then Tony Khan signed him right after. Now it's vice versa. It looks like, oh, Tony Khan's like, yeah, I'm supporting that, bring him over. But here's the guy that was already here. So by you keeping him there, I'm not really thinking of anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's whatever. Like that's whatever. WWE, even let's say Ava had made all these comments, right? While she worked for WWE, if had they kept her, I wouldn't look worse. I'd be like, okay, here's somebody that was already on the show. She's doing a good job as NXT general manager. They probably need her for the story. Somebody probably set her down behind closed doors and talked to her about it. But they probably and took care of it, behind closed doors. That's how I would look at it. That's how I would have looked at it. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you asking my opinion on what she said, I'm not like upset at her about it. Here's the whole thing. We all live in a country where we have the right to have our opinion.
Right.
All I'm saying is when you saying things, you have to move a certain way. I mean, when you're once you get into a position in life, that's anywhere, right? The higher you get up, the more you have to watch what you say. There's certain, even really, to be honest, right? Here's the thing. And people, this is the part that people don't want to, they don't want to talk about when it comes to success, when it comes to leveling up and doing certain things, right? I'll even use myself as an example. Like, I'm not a celebrity or nothing like that, but I have come a long way. And there are certain channels and places and rooms that I now sit in that I didn't sit in before, which is great for me. But guess what? Because that happened, I can't hang around the same people.
Right.
I mean, for the most part, I can't go back over and hang around the hood no more. I can't go over here because of obvious reasons, and not because I'm better than those people, but because of things just don't work that way. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they always say, with more money come more problems. Right? Because now I gotta watch what I do. I gotta watch what I say. Right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Hell, I gotta watch what I eat. Because in my case, if I just let myself go, I lose my career.
Right.
I gotta watch what I eat. I gotta watch what I eat. I gotta move a certain way. I gotta speak a certain way. Or if I say something, guess what? I'm not just speaking for myself. I represent the military. So if I say something, they're gonna be like, if I'm in uniform and I say something, they're gonna be like, oh, well, I heard this soldier saying this and this. Oh, so that must be what the Army supports. And even though it might, obviously, it's not what the Army supports. That's just me, who happen to be in uniform, speaking my opinion. But right now, I'm wearing that uniform and across my chest it say U.S. Army. So all they looking at is like, okay, there goes a guy in a uniform just coming out his ass saying things. And now I just made the Army look bad. I just made them look like that's their opinion too. Right? It's the same thing. So you are representing WWE, NXT. You say certain things. Now, okay, that's what if they don't do anything about it, then they support that. Right. That's what it is. And even in the military, we have a thing that's called, we say, you know what? Perception is reality. Right. Perception is reality. It doesn't matter. You could have been up in here busting your ass all day, and nobody was in here with you, and you decide to sit down for like 10, 15 minutes, and I come to the door. Guess what? All I do is I saw you on your ass. So now Oh, I just sat down for 5 minutes. I don't know that. When I came in here, you sit on your ass.
Yeah.
So now, guess what? You didn't do anything today because perception is reality.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it may sound stupid, it's unfair, but guess what? Life is stupid and unfair.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, for the higher you get, whether you're an athlete, a pro wrestler, it doesn't matter. Whether you're somebody like myself, you're in a professional career field that has a lot of visibility. Because don't get it twisted, the military has a lot of visibility.
Yeah.
I always tell guys this, even myself, I remind myself this. I've been doing this for a long time. We can get complacent. We've been doing this for so long. We look at it like a regular job. We put this shit on, we don't think about it. No, when you step out that door and you put this on, people are looking at you. You're influencing certain people. Even small children come up to me all the time and like, oh, look, it's a soldier. Like, to me, man, I'm just trying to get to work. I'm putting my suit on. I'm just going to work. But to that little kid, I'm a real life superhero.
Right.
I am a real life superhero to that little kid. Oh, that's a soldier. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm larger than life. Right. So right now, guess what? It doesn't matter what I have going on today. I could be having the worst day ever. When I see that kid, I better look like $1 million.
Right.
That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? I better look freaking invincible. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Right. Because now I'm not representing Israel right now. I'm representing the U.S. Army in the United States. Right? So guess what? I have to look like $1 million. Now, is that fair? No. But guess what? That is life.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when you chose this, right? Yes, comes the traveling. Yes, comes the money, right? Yeah. Yes, living a lavish lifestyle that most people will never get ever to live. But guess what comes with the price of that? There are eyes on you all the time, and you have to move a certain way. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing, and that's why they say nothing is free. Even being a celebrity, I could be a rich celebrity. Guess what? I still have to worry about finances. As a matter of fact, I have to worry about finances more than ever. I have so much money coming in. I have to have somebody to manage that money and trust them to manage that money, right? And also, and a lot of things are going on. You know what I mean? And then I have to question the circle around me. I don't know. I don't really know why you're in my life. You could not be here for good intentions.
Right.
I mean, everything, right? And not to get in the weeds on that stuff, but just to give people something to think about, right? And so Ava herself, that's something that she needs to realize, right? You and I understand, you make these passionate statements and you say certain things because of what you believe in. And I'm not saying that you can't stand up for what you believe in. But here's the thing, right? Be smart about it. Do it in a tactful way. Because you are who you are, you're on the platform that you're on. There are more tactful and more tasteful ways to get your point across, to share your opinion, right? Than rage posting and coming out of nowhere. Because right now, you just look like somebody who's ungrateful, right? And like a brat, and you're just coming out, and you're coming out very fake. Because she even said, okay, well, now that I'm not in WWE, I can get it off my chest now. Now I'm telling you in not so many words. Oh, now that I'm not here, I'm gonna show you who I really am.
Yeah, right.
Like you're digging your own grave right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're burning a lot of bridges. Because if I'm a sponsor, if I'm a company, if I'm anybody, if I'm in any type of industry that generates money, I don't want you on my brand. Even if I like you, even if I agree with you, even if when I go home at night, I'm like, man, she's right, yo, she's right. Guess what, though? When I put this back on, I can't rock with you.
Nope.
Because, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's what it is, So, honestly, good luck to her, honestly, man. Like, I feel like she's still young. She has a lot to learn. Obviously, her father, the Rock, believe it or not, as far as like, obviously, well, my mentor is like my father, obviously. But when you're talking about like faces out there, like the Rock is one of, like, I look up to the Rock. Like, Like not even like the character, the actual man, like just the work ethic, especially with the fitness stuff. His fitness grind really motivates my fitness grind. You know what I mean? Like, so he's very wise and very intelligent. So I feel like, fortunately for her, she has someone like that, like him, that's going to be in her ear, that is going to hopefully mold her. And I'm not going to say into a better person, because I don't think she's a bad person, but I just feel like she's very immature. I think she's very immature, for sure. I mean, we all at one point were immature, you know? Like, she's what, like in her mid-20s or whatever, something like that, or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so she has time to grow up. Like, so, but yeah, this was not the move. This was not it. So, but also, fortunately for her, we live in a time where, honestly, we live in the internet era where, you know, all it takes is the next big story, and people forget what even happened yesterday. I mean, that's just what it is. Either most of us are too distracted, and you know, Gen Z is too distracted and they forget what happened. And then, you know, for us, no, we're just old and we can't remember anyway. So, you know what I mean? So between the both generations, I think she'll survive through.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
The outburst like that or anything. But I mean, how you guys feeling about this though?
Yeah, she'll be fine. Like you said, she'll just lay low for a while. She'll bounce back. She'll get a job behind the scenes with her dad or her mom somewhere, and she'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I'm not putting her face on nothing. You said what, Jules?
No, I was saying, yeah, she'll be cool. I mean, yeah, I think it was the wrong time to come out to say what she said, because when I saw it, I was like, what she go and say that for? But I was like, oh, her contract ended or whatever the case is. Now she was like, oh, you know, forget it. I can say what I want to now.
I don't think the contract ended. Like, she left.
Yeah.
There was no contract ending.
Like, yeah, she left. Yeah, she left. But
no, her contract ended.
Oh, it ended?
Because they were saying they even offered her a new one, allegedly.
I think she could have resigned.
Yeah. But I think she wanted to do other stuff. But like I said, it was still the wrong time.
Maybe they weren't going to resign her? What you're saying?
No, supposedly they offered her another contract.
No, they offered her another contract.
Because that happens. I think people need to understand this too, is that people get that confused. As soon as you know, something leaks out in the news and it's like, oh, well, so-and-so's contract is about to expire, already did expire. Just because you see that doesn't mean that person is fired. It does.
Right.
The company is not going to resign them. And so I'm not understanding. I'm noticing them in the last couple of years that's been a trend where it's like as soon as somebody's contract is up, it's news. And I'm like, I don't understand why this is news, because the only time that this should be news is when like it's been confirmed that it's up and you aren't going to get re-signed, or B, then we find out that you re-signed a big deal for a lot of money. That's the only two times that this should really be hitting the news. I'm not understanding why, because that's confusing. Some people will see that and they'll be like, "Oh my God, so and so, like you know, like they're gonna resign." Like that's ridiculous.
Right. Now, if it was somebody, say, like you say, like Randy or somebody like that, well, you know, automatically they're gonna resign.
Like, come on, yeah, like Randy, or come on, or like you know, I mean, unless it's somebody that's already talking about possibly not coming back, then okay, that could be something. Like now, caveat that the exception would be something like if they're like, oh, well, MJF's contract is up, okay, because he's openly talked about, you know, the highest bidder and maybe leaving and going somewhere else. Okay, that's something that could be interesting. But like, if you come out and you say something like, oh, well, Cody Rhodes' contract is up next week, come on, man, Roman Reigns next week. Okay.
Yeah, he gonna be fine.
You know what I mean? Like, matter of fact, he's not even gonna come to that meeting. Like, literally, his agent will be there on his behalf.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no conversation here. You know what I mean? It's Roman Reigns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only time they will come to him is just to be like, okay, they'll throw out a number to him and be like, okay, hey, can you sign for this much, or
it's like,
what do you think about this much money?
In TNA, or freaking even Frankie Kazarian in TNA, like certain people that you know that are never leaving. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
Right.
Like, come on. I mean, unless those guys have came out themselves and said, "Yeah, I don't want to be here." Okay, well, whatever. But like, that's like Tony Storm or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Darby Allen. Come on, these guys are resigning. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going anywhere. So yeah. But so I'm not gonna, I had to really think about it. I was like, I'm not gonna blast her because I had to look at, both sides of it, like what she might be thinking or what could have happened or whatever like that, and take the factors. And because she's The Rock's daughter, and I have so much respect and love for The Rock, so I was like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna get on here and do that. You know what I mean? But I feel like obviously. Well, she knows she messed up, or like not messed up, but like what she did was just not very smart. So they got taken down. And already, I would say over the past couple of days, it's been downtrending. People haven't talked about it as much. No. And it shows you again. It shows you how fast the internet just moves on. You know what I mean? Yep. Okay. Right. So. All right, guys. So, hey, man, look, this has been an awesome show tonight. And obviously we have, dude, I'm on this Orlando time. I don't know what time it even is. I'm just
2 a.m.
It's got to be 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, it's
going on
for sure. Yeah. So, this has already been an hour and 35 minute pod. We got to up. He's queuing me off.
Like I'm going to bed.
He's queuing me off, guys. So, with that being said, we do thank you guys for watching tonight, tuning in, and also all my podcast listeners on whatever platform you may get your podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe and share as usual. And thank you for tapping into the Trail Count. We will be seeing you guys again. I would like to tell you Friday, but I would be a liar because my flight comes in very late to LA. So what we will be doing is trying to catch you guys at some point on Saturday. Make sure you check out our Instagram page for updates on the pod schedule that I'm working on. And obviously a guaranteed pod coming at you guys Sunday night after the Super Bowl. And hopefully we'll be back here Saturday with some last minute predictions, but I don't need to predict anything because we already know that I'm going all the way in with Drake, man, those New England Patriots. I know my boy Jules as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, we may have a what I call an insider threat here and Jacob Winnie in the middle. Yeah. He may be secretly working for the Seahawks. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
But those freaking Lions fans. Detroit Lions. Oh, maybe started on those guys. Oh my god. I don't know why I don't like them. I wouldn't say I don't like them. I think it's more of just like, I don't know. Something about them. It might be their coach. You know what it is? I don't like certain coaches. That's why I don't like the Bills. Now they fired his dumb ass. But that's kind of why. I don't know. I have to see. You know what? I have to see what the Lions are looking like next season, and I will put my money down.
They have to be in the rebuilding process. So
I have to see who's all over there. Like if one of my favorite players goes over there, I'm like, okay, now I'm cool with the Lions.
We definitely need some signings.
Like but go Patriots. Whoever don't like it, oh well, you gotta deal with it. If you think we're gonna lose, we're not. Hopefully we don't. If we do, we're not going to have a pod Sunday. No. No, I promise to still go live regardless of the winner.
Right.
But my energy will be different.
Right.
If we did lose, which I don't plan on it, but if we did, Jacob is running the show.
Right.
I'm just going to sit here with one of my protein shakes. That's it.
All right, y'all.
We're just gonna move on to basketball. The Lakers.
There you go.
All right.
But go Pats. We're gonna do it. But anyways, we got to get out of here, guys. Once again, thank you for listening in. Thank you for always supporting, and we will see you guys next time. Stay safe out there this weekend. Stay blessed, and we'll catch you on the other side. And we are out.
Later.
Peace.